Jai Sri Krishna. This chapter 15 is very important chapter. It is called the Mahavakya of Bhagavad Gita. In Mahavakya, Bhagavan tells what is Ishwar, what is Jeev, what is Sansar, tells about everything. What is the reality? So last time we learned about the true nature of Sansar, right? Anybody remembers? Okay. Bhagavan Krishna gave an analogy of an upside down tree for Sansar. We also learned that although this tree is imperishable, it may or may not be here tomorrow. The Sansar which we see today, it may be here tomorrow, it may just disappear tomorrow. The tree is rooted in the command of Ishwar. This upside down tree, its roots are in the command of Ishwar. His command is what the root is. Its trunk is Maya, which is the primordial Shakti of Ishwar. So Ishwar's command is the root, and with that command it goes to Maya, which is his primordial power, and the Maya starts all the action. The branches of this tree are our karma, and the leaves on the branches are the richas or the mantra of Veda and Gyan of Upanishad. So the Gyan in Veda and Upanishad being Trigunatmak, they only deal with Trigun entities. Since none of it has spoken words of Parameshwar, the only Parameshwar's spoken word are Nirgun, because Parameshwar is Nirgun. All other words, all Shastra, they all deal with Trigun. It is not that which will give us the moksha. The Trigun will never give us the moksha. Trigun is what binds us. Because we learn that the gun of Prakriti make us do the karma. So guna are working everywhere, and we end up doing karma under the influence of guna, whatever guna it is which is predominant for us. And that becomes a bondage. All this being Trigunatmak only feeds the tree and its growing tips. Bhagavan said last time that 3 gunas, they feed this tree and make the kopal, the growing tip, grow. So the tree grows more, bigger and bigger and bigger, everywhere. As we saw, the branch of the tree are our karma. The 3 guna constantly entice us to perform karma and keep tying us in the bondage of these karma. Are you with me? The sansar exists on all our karma. If there is no karma, there will be no sansar. Sansar will disappear. Sansar is here because of everybody's karma. Karma are happening everywhere. Therefore, the branches of this tree are growing in all directions, up, down, sideways, everywhere. Then Bhagavan told us about the axe or the shastra called asang, which we can use to cut through the dense canopy of this tree to make a path to escape from this bondage. So now, please note that Bhagavan told us about the Shastra, but we are the one who have to use it to cut through this dense canopy of this sansar tree and get out of here. So now the question is, what it is that we are cutting through? Okay, we got this Shastra. But what is it that we are going to cut through? It is all our karma which are to be cut down. We have to cut down our karma, destroy, finish them up. It sounds simple, that use of the acts of asang to clear a path out of the sansar. Just imagine that you are trapped in a dense jungle. Wherever it is. You can see in Amazon jungle, whatever, dense jungle, you are trapped in there. You do not know how to get out of that and go home. You want to go home, but you don't know how to get out of there. Here the jungle is that of our karma. Our karma is the jungle which we have to get out of. And we have to know how to get out of there. We want to go home. Where is that home we want to go to? Go to Parameshwar, to Ishwar. That is our home. Just like in movie E.T., E.T. come home, right? He came in sansar, he has to go home back. So we came with the pravritti of Ishwar, we came in this sansar to find our way out of here and get back to Ishwar. That is our eternal home. Until we get there, there is no rest. Here the jungle is our karma, not knowing the way out of it, we try to get out on our own. We say, oh, we can do it. I read somewhere this is how you get out of this jungle, right? I got a compass, I can find my way out of here. So you keep trying on your own. But remember, every time you try something, it becomes a karma. And the jungle gets denser and denser. Okay? So not knowing the way out, if we try to get out on our own, we keep getting lost. And every effort that we make, which is not the right effort, the jungle around us gets denser. Every karma that we do, which is not the right karma, puts us into this precarious situation. Are you with me? So here Bhagavan is telling us what weapon we can use to cut through this jungle in which we are trapped. Please note, Bhagavan is showing us the way. It is each one of us who must make the effort to get this Shastra called Asang and use it to cut a path through this jungle. This is what we can call Karma Yoga. Since it is a jungle of our own karma that we need to cut through, no one else can do it for us. It's our own karma and we have to go through our own karma and get out. Nobody else can, because everybody else has got to do their part for their karma. So to count on somebody else to do it is foolish. Nobody can do it. Even Parmeshwar can only show us the way, but he wants us to do it on our own. He will give us the power to do it, but we have to do. We have to cut down all our karma. Now I ask each of you, what does this mean? Do any of you have any idea about this? No? I guess not. So let's get into this. Let us discuss this thing called asang. What is asang? It is negative of the word sang, which means to be attached. Right? The word is sang. The opposite of that is asang. Not to get attached. Not to detach, but not to get attached. There's a difference in that. So, we need to negate all attachments. Asang means we have to negate all attachments. This is the essence of Gita. That is the Shastra, that is the weapon, that's the only weapon we can use to get out of this sansar. There is no other weapon. We must know this before going any further. If someone gives us a weapon or a tool to perform a task, we must know two things about it. Right? Number one, what is it? Whatever somebody gave me, what is it? And how to use it, right? We have to know these two things. What somebody gave me to use, just Bhagavan said, Asang Shastra, he gave us that Shastra. But what is it? We have to know. And how should we go about using it? If not, we can hurt ourselves. If a person is handed a gun and he does not know what it is, what a gun is, he will play with it. And if it is loaded, he is liable to hurt himself or even kill himself. Right? So it's dangerous. Even a knife, same way. A sharp knife can do that. Are you with me so far? Okay, so we must have the correct knowledge or jnana of asang and of its use. We said that upon negating sang, we get to asang, right? Right? So first we need to know how sang or the attachment happens. In sansar, we cannot exist even for a moment without karma. Bhagavan has told us in Shlok 5 of chapter 3. We cannot stay without karma in sansar even for a kshana, for a moment. Our senses are always active. That's the reason we cannot stay in the sansar without action, without karma, for even for a moment, because our senses, eyes, ears, their senses are always active, they are working. Eyes see, ears hear, etc., etc. Now, when the eyes see, right away the brain tells us about what it is that eyes are seeing. Right? It is our knowledge in the brain which interprets what we are seeing. Just eyes looking cannot tell what it is. It has to go to the brain, and then brain tells what it is that you are looking. This information about what eyes are seeing is based on the past experience. What does brain know? What brain has registered in the past. Correct? Brain doesn't know what is right now. Brain doesn't know what's coming in the future. Brain only knows what we have experienced in the past. Whether it's a pleasurable thing or painful thing. Whether we like it or we did not like it. So that's what brain registers. Any action happens, brain registers the consequence of that action. And that is stored. It doesn't go away. So next time some experience comes about, right away the brain will come and the thought will come in, hey, this is what it is. So what we see, everything is based on past experiences. Right? Collectively, all these experiences give rise to what is called thought. That's what thought is. You say, I think that's what it is. Okay? You don't say, I know. Always say, I think that's what it is. That means you're really not sure. You think that's what it is. And that thought is based on the past experience which you have. Right? So we are always living in the past when we using our brain, thinking this, thinking that, thinking, and we are always acting in the past. The brain does not know that since its last experience, whatever eyes are seeing has gone through a transformation. Now the problem is, since the brain is always working on the past experience, it doesn't know that when the last experience happened, things have transformed already. Things have changed. Because this sansar is changing continuously, ceaselessly, all the time. You take a child, if you didn't see him for 10 years, you look at him, he has changed, right? People's thinking change, their experiences change, their values change, they're always changing. Even the inanimate things, they also change, right? So change is always going on constantly, it is ceaseless, it doesn't stop. But the brain doesn't know what changes have taken place in that things, because brain is always feeding on the past experience. Thus we end up living in the past. Alright? Do you understand now? And that is why this ahankar thing is so bad. It's dangerous. I know this. I saw this. I think this. Right? That's ego saying, I think, yes. Then they all of a sudden say, I am right. And when they say, I am right, that means you are wrong. It's already in there, built in. All of a sudden, this dvand starts. The pair of opposite keep on going on. And you get tangled up in this web of karma. And that experience was such that we either liked or did not like. The past experience which the brain is telling about is two type of experience, whether we liked it or we did not like it. It was painful or it was pleasurable. And the experience was such that we either liked or did not like. That like or dislike comes back with us with the new experience. When we experience something new, because our brain is telling on the past, the same experience, interpretation of the current experience is based on the past experiences. This then causes a recurring attachment. This is how we get attached. I like this thing. Well, you are attached then. I dislike, I don't like it, I hate it. You are attached then again too. Okay? Since we are looking at everything from the past experience, that's what happens. So it will be correct to say that we do not know how to look at anything. We really don't know how to look. Eyes are seeing, brain is telling us from the past experience, this is what you're seeing, right? But you don't know how to look correctly. Because last time what happened, things have already changed. And you don't know what changed. The thought which is a product of ignorance, avidya. Thought is nothing. It originates in avidya, ignorance. When we say, I think, that means ignorance is talking. Right? The thought comes in and tells us about the experience. Same goes with the other sense objects or sense experiences. This was the example of looking, seeing. But same thing happened about hearing, same thing about touching, everything. Same thing happens. This is the problem. This causes bondage of karma, which Arjuna was so concerned. He was really concerned about the bondage of karma. When Bhagavan Krishna told him to get up and fight, in chapter 3, he says, why you are putting me through this ghor karma? It's going to cause so much bondage for me. Right? We need to convince our brain that all its information is old. All right? We have to convince the brain that whatever it knows is old stuff. That's why they call in scientific word research. We are searching again. It was already there, but we are searching again. Right? That's what research is. So, how do we do this? How we convince our brain that everything it knows is old stuff? The answer to this has been given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in 2 places in Gita. First in chapter 9, Shlok 34. And second in chapter 18, Shlok 65. In both places, Bhagavan tells Arjuna that give your mind to me. Okay? Give your mind to me, the manifested Parameshwar. I am standing in front of you, he says. Give your mind to me. Can we do that? No. Once the mind is occupied there, the brain which operates on the power of mind, see how the brain works. Brain works on the power, unseen power, which is in our man. The power, the Shakti of man is what feeds the brain to operate. Brain doesn't operate on its own. Okay? So power is coming from man. And when Bhagavan says, put your man into me, give your man to me, what will happen? The brain will not interfere with what we experience with our senses. Right? Once we give our mind, our man in Paramatma, give it to him, that means you are always engaged thinking about Paramatma, about Ishwar. Then mind is occupied. Man is occupied. When man is occupied in one direction, it cannot go anywhere else. Man is called Ekdeshi, means it can be one place on one time. So when it goes with Ishwar, sansar is out of the way. And brain doesn't interfere, doesn't know how to act then. So it doesn't interfere at all. Man is working now. So we will do the correct action which has no bondage. That is the way, only way that can be done. So the sun happens when we dwell on the past through our experience or actions. When our mind is occupied with Parameshwar, then we are living in the present. Understand now? Are you with me? So, since only Parameshwar he is the only one who is beyond time. Parameshwar is beyond time. Akal. And beyond thought. Now, understand this now. Parameshwar is beyond thought. Achint. You cannot think about Parameshwar. It's beyond thought. When Parameshwar beyond thought and your man is in Parameshwar, the thought is negated. Then you negate sang. That is, you are practicing asang. Attaching ourselves to Parameshwar will transform us to be like him. Whatever company we keep, that's what we become. Correct? संगत करिए साधु की बढ़त बढ़त बढ़ जाए, संगत करे असाधु की घटत घटत घट जाए. If you dwell, if you in the company of evil people, there is no way you can avoid being evil. The forces of evil will take over. But if you are in the company of righteous people, good people, dharmic people, then you will tend to go towards that direction. One can go either way, one way or the other. It's your choice. Bhagavan doesn't say anything what to do. It's your choice. This we must do relentlessly. What is this we must do relentlessly? Put our man in Parameshwar. Non-stop. More you do, better you get. Higher you reach. You get beyond everything, slowly. In this day and age, it is the Naam which is accepted by the Abhyakt Parameshwar, which is the medium through which we can attach ourselves to Parameshwar. That is the medium. This is Gyan. I hope that this will help us understand the message of Gita, because that's very important. Asanga shastrendranena chittva. Unless we know the asanga, how to do asanga, how to practice asanga, how can we cut through and use this shastra to get out of this mess which we have created ourselves? Nobody else created for us. We created our own mess by performing Trigunatmak karma. Right? And now we don't know how to get out. So when you are really, like we said before, when you are lost in a dense forest, but you want to go home, you have a hankering to go home now. Yeah, I want to get home. I'm tired of this jungle, right? Then, and only then, this Gyan comes to you. Because then you go to somebody who knows how to get out. And that is Parameshwar. That's why dukh mein simran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koe. Jo sukh mein simran kare, dukh kahe ko hoye. So when we are in pain, we start thinking about Paramatma. That's why Nanak said, give me dukh, more dukh. Dukh daru. Daru means medicine. Dukh daru, sukh rog bhaya. Sukh is a rog. Ja sukh tam na hoye. What sukh? The sukh in which Parameshwar, you are not in it, that is rog. What is rog? Disease. Terminal disease. So what is the daru for that? Dukh. Because when there is dukh, he says, I will remember you. Right? If I am in sukh all the time, how many times people forget? Go party, have fun. You got a lot of money, what's your worry about it? I can do anything. Right? When there's dukh, nobody there can help you. Then you're back against the wall. Then you say Paramatma. Oh God. Right? Everybody goes there then. Whether they believed in God in before or not, they always go, everybody goes to God. But if they remembered God or Paramatma every day in their daily routine, whatever action they do, if they remembered His name all the time, dukh will not happen. Right? The path will be cleared. You will be using Asanga Shastra, cut through your karma. and that pathway will get it clearer and clearer and clearer, and you get closer and closer to the edge of that forest and close to the home. Understand? So the message of Gita is pathway to the state of moksha. That's what Gita is. If somebody doesn't know or doesn't have any desire to be going to moksha, getting moksha, don't read Gita. Because it's not for them. Only people who want to get moksha is for them. And they are the only one who can understand the Jnana of Gita. This is what Arjun asked Bhagavan Sri Krishna, chapter 2, Shlok 7. Please see that Shlok. There Arjun says that Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. With my very being, the Kshatriya nature, smitten by weak commiseration, weakness. I am Kshatriya by nature, but this weakness in me is a dosh, karpanya dosh. Dosh means evil. Don't think dosh is good. Don't sugarcoat dosh. Dosh is evil. So whatever dosh in me, that means I have that evil in me. I have to get out and get rid of that evil. Or faint-heartedness. And he says, Dharma sammudha cheta tvam prachami. With my mind in confusion about dharma. His dharma he is talking about is his duty, my duty as a Kshatriya, right? As a warrior. And my mind is in confusion about it. Sammudha cheta. How many ways we get mood? 4 ways. Dharma sammudha cheta. Second one is prakriti gun sammudha. Ahankar vimuhda atma. And the fourth one is okay. So there are 4 ways we get mood. Mood means moodmati. Mati is mood, ignorant. He doesn't know anything. He's totally useless for whatever he's doing. He's mood, right? So 4 ways people get mood. So here he's saying dharma sammudha cheta. I am getting deluded, I am getting confused about my dharma, my duty. I beseech thee, tell me, yat shreya, that which is decidedly shreya. Shreya means which is good for my atma, atma kalyan. Pray is for sansar. Getting sansaric stuff is prayer. Shreya is beyond the sansar for our atma to become with Paramatma. So first of all, faint-heartedness is a vice. It's evil. If you are faint-hearted doing anything, you will never succeed. Right? You have to go 100% of whatever you're doing with all the knowledge, with all the force, all the way. Then and only then you succeed. If in the middle you become faint-hearted, you lose. You fall behind. So in this shlok, what we learn, faint-heartedness is a vice, evil. So Bhagavan says, Dranena chitva. Don't be faint-hearted when you are cutting through this jungle of your karma with a Asanga Shastra. Drane, dradta. Steadfast. Don't be faint-hearted. Because that's the problem Arjuna had in that shlok he was telling. So, cut through the branches of this tree in a steadfast manner. And now why it is so important? we are cutting through our karma. And each one of our karma has a fruit attached to it. Right? Now if we do away with the karma, that fruit is gone. The attachment to the karma is because of the fruit. That's why in Bible, in Genesis, Adam and Eve, they were told not to eat the fruit of this tree. Right? Once you eat the fruit of the tree, you're gone. That's what happened to them. So, we have to cut through a steadfast way, and we have to think that our karma is evil too, because it's going to put us in bondage. It already has put us in bondage. Without that knowledge, you won't even try to use the Asanga Shastra. So we have to know that our karma, what we have done, they are the bondage, cause of our bondage. And they have tied us into this sansar. So do not be faint-hearted about using the Shastra of Asanga. Next, cast away all confusion, moha, delusion from your mind about your duty. Okay? What is our main duty, primary duty as a human being? With all the senses active, complete human being, what is our duty? Don't be confused about it. Which is, the duty is to pursue the path of moksha. That is why we are given human body with all the senses active and everything going. They know the reason. But we end up using the human body for sensual pleasures all the time. It's not designed for us to do that. It was given to us so we can do correct action and go towards moksha. And the third thing is to please tell me, what he said, please tell me that which is Shreya for me. So in Gita, Bhagavan Krishna first tells the Gyan, frees Arjun from moha. In the end, what Arjun said, Nashto moha smritir labdva, in 18th chapter. So Bhagavan Krishna gives him Gyan. That's the first thing he did. In chapter 2, that's what he did. He gave Gyan to Arjun. And that Gyan, he kept giving Gyan in all these chapters. Arjun kept asking questions, he kept answering them. So he became drar, he became steadfast in the Gyan. And what happened? Nashto moha, his moha was finished, destroyed. He is no longer deluded. He knows some mood anymore. And walks with him. Not only he gives Gyan and removes his moha, he walks with him, lockstep, together, holding his hand, tells him what to do next. And walks him on the path to moksha. That's what Gita is. That is Shreya. That is Shreya. That's what the meaning of Shreya is. When we get in tune with Paramatma and we walk with Him, follow Him step by step, and He takes us to the right path. He shows us the right path, gives us the energy to cut through this jungle, and then we can go out to Him. So this is the essence of Gita. With this Gyan, we can take the high path which will lead us to Almighty Ishwar. There is no other path. So now we'll take Shlok 5.
Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangyai gacchantya mudha padam avyayam tat.
Now Bhagavan says that the dharma belongs to one who practices it. Alright? Who practices what? Its covenants. In this regard, there is a story in Jatak, which is Jatak is a compilation of stories of various incarnations of Buddha. In one of these incarnations, Buddha was born to a king of Kashi. In his travel, he reached Mansarovar. In that lake grows lotus flowers, but they are not picked by anyone. You're not supposed to pick them. A person who was ahead of Buddha picked some lotus flowers from that lake. Following him, Buddha proceeded to pick some for himself. Then Yaksh appeared. Have you heard of Yaksh? Yaksh Devata, deity. He lives in water, reservoirs. That's where Yaksh lives. In Mahabharata, when Pandav went to get water, Yaksh came in, asked the question, he didn't answer the questions, gone. Don't drink this water. It belongs to me. Then in the end, Yudhishthira goes there, he answers his questions, and then he gets all Pandav alive again, and everything is fine. So here what happened, Yaksh appeared when Gautam Buddha started to pick the flowers, lotus flowers from Mansarovar. And Yaksh told Buddha not to pick lotus flowers. Don't pick them. Buddha asked, Yaksh, why did you not stop the other person who was ahead of me? Yaksh said that dharma or the rules are for those who follow them. The person ahead of you who picked the flower was lawless, adharmic. So dharma is for those who follow them. It's very important to know. So if we say we are dharmic, we have to follow dharma. Not our instinct, follow dharma. So this is what Bhagavan says here, that dharma is for those who follow it, and they are the one who reach him. Okay? This person who has this Asanga Shastra and he knows how to use it, he is following the dharma. Right? Now you say, well, how he is following the dharma? He is following dharma of Ishwar. Right? And so he is the one who is going to reach Ishwar. Nobody else is going to reach Ishwar. Right? If you follow the rules which are set by Ishwar for us, then we will go to Ishwar. If we don't, we're not going to get there. So, who are these people who reach Paramatma, who follow the dharma? Bhagavan says, their first characteristic is Nirmana Moha. Nirman Moha. His pride, man means the pride, and moh, nir means destroyed, finished. He doesn't have any pride or moh. They are gone. That's the first characteristic of the person who will reach Paramatma. Who's following the dharma of Paramatma, who will reach Paramatma. The pride or the abhiman means that I am the one. Man or Abhiman means I am the one. Always I there. I am the first. You know? And I am separate from everybody else. That's what Abhiman is. That's what ego is. Ego says, you are. That means others don't count. You're the only one who counts. But this person, Nirman, no man. He doesn't have any Abhiman. Okay? And this Abhiman causes what it causes. When you have Abhiman, causes envy and enmity. Right? When you say I, take ego, it causes envy. You become envious. If somebody else has something else more than you, become envious, right? I must have it. How can he has got? It's mine. And there develops enmity. These are called Irsha and Dvesh. Okay? Irsha. What is Irsha? Huh? Jealousy. If somebody else has something, my ego says, how come he has got it? I should have had it. I must have it. Right? He's jealous of something else, somebody else. And Dvesh, that is Dvesh. He is separate, I am different. Right? The more is born out of pride. The man gives rise to more, delusion. Right? From the pride or a man, more develops in the intellect, in the buddhi of our buddhi. Right? When we have ego active, abhiman, that gives rise to more in our buddhi. Right? Delusion. Buddhi becomes deluded. Cannot think correctly. So, to become worthy of moksha, the pride and the more must go. They have to go. Right? The second characteristic of this person is Sukh Dukkha Sangha Dvandvar Vimukta. He is free from the pair of opposites. Like Dvandva Vimukta. He is free of Dvand. Okay? What are these Dvand? Sukh Dukkha Sangha. Pleasure, pain, loss, gain, winning, losing, etc., etc. He is free from these pair of opposites. When there is ego, you want to win. Right? I want to win. No lose. Losing is not in the thing. That's not. Right? But this person doesn't care. He doesn't need to win or lose. It doesn't mean he doesn't care. He doesn't need to. He doesn't have the need within himself to win or to lose. He's free from it. Right? Because his man and moh are gone. Nirman moha. When man and moh are gone, then sukha dukkha sangha dvandvar vimukta. He's free from these sukh and dukh and everything. He doesn't care what he gets. He's fine. Whatever he is. Card he is dealt, he plays with them. He's fine. All these opposites are related to the senses. Okay? And he becomes free from these by engaging his mind in Ishwar. His mind is not engaged in what senses are perceiving or seeing or looking or hearing. Right? He's beyond that. He's beyond senses. Senses can affect the mind, but his mind is with Ishwar. Senses are negated. Sang is gone. We get sung because our sense experience, that's how we get sung, attached. The third characteristic of this person is Vinivritta Kama. Common people are always thinking of getting something today, something else tomorrow, right? We are always looking for something, get something. Oh, there's a good sale, I'm going to go get this. Whether I need it or not, I got to have it because somebody else has got it. So I must have it. I must have certain type of car, so I have a status. Man, Moh come in there, right? But this person has no man, no more. So, Vinivritta Kama. So, we are full of vasana. This kamana in us is vasana. Deep desire to get something. However, the moksha margi receives his vasana in a very special way. He cannot get rid of the vasana. So what does he do? All he wants is to be with Ishwar. He turns his vasana's face, instead of having vasana for sansaric thing, he turns it around towards Ishwar. His vasana is there, but it's not for Ishwar because his man is with Ishwar. So all the vasana is getting Ishwar. Right? Thus he is ever dwelling in Ishwar all the time. Relentlessly all the time. Now the fourth characteristic of this person is, which is very important, Jita Sangha Dosha. He has conquered the evil of attachment by doing all this, going through this. Now he has conquered the evil of attachment. Sangha Dosha. The dosh of Sangha, attachment, he has conquered. Jit means conquered. All our problems in sansar are due to the evil or dosh called Sangha. Why we have pain? Most of the time we have pain. There is very little pleasure. Once in a while we are given pleasure. Most time we have pain. From the time we are born, we are in pain. Right? Towards the end of our life, we have pain of fear of dying. That's also a pain, right? We are afraid to die. My God, what will happen to all these things I have accumulated or whatever it is, That is a fear. Fear is pain. We are always, and we accumulate more and more things and make more attachments here and there, tangled up, collect more pain. Right? It's not easy to understand. I don't expect people to understand that, but this is what it is. So, this way, this person has become Jita Sangha Dosha. He has conquered the evil of attachment. Nothing attaches to him. He is like a slippery, greasy pig. Nothing can attach. Cannot catch him. That is why Bhagavan said to get the Shastra Asang and steadfastly use it. This is the only Shastra which will work. Nothing else will work. These four characteristics are the ones that he negates, but see, these things are nirman moha. That's also negation, right? And what else? Dukha sukha. So Jita Sangha Dosha. He is negating everything so far. Get away from this. Get away. Leave it. Okay? So these are all negation. Four things we talked about. They are negative things. So what does he do? What he embraces? He negates all this. What does he embrace? Adhyatma Nitya. He embraces Adhyatma Nitya. Nitya means all the time. Adhyatma means to be Day and night he meditates in Ishwar, Adhyatma. His Atma, Ishwar is his Atma. And he meditates on Ishwar day and night. Nitya means all the time. Adhyatma Nitya. He wants to see Ishwar Sakshat. His deep desire is only to see Ishwar. So he is always in Adhyatma, meditating on Ishwar. His Gyan, his whatever his Leela, whatever he did. So removing himself from the four evils, he places into Adhyatma. He channelizes his mind this way. What happens to him? Garchatte moodha pad abhyam tat. What happens to him? Amudha gachanti tat abhyam pad. That undiluted, amudha means undiluted person with undiluted mind, deluded mind. One reaches that immortal supreme state. Garchat amudha gachati, goes to abhyam pad, that eternal state which is Ishwar. That's what happens to him. So he negates four evils which are in him, which are in sansar, and he embraces one thing only, which is Adhyatma Nitya. And by doing that, he goes to Paramdham. You understand now? It's so clear in Gita. What is this immortal state now? Padam is in the next shloka.
न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम.
Bhagavan says, Tat mam paramam dhamam. Tat mam paramam dhamam. That is my param dham. What is param dham? The highest state. Param. Separate from everything. Beyond everything. Right? Anything that exists beyond all that. That is my dham, he says. I am there. But don't think that dham is somewhere up in the sky, no. It's all around us, everywhere. Okay? It's all around us. It's here, there, everywhere. So, that means this self-illuminating supreme state, which is, what is that? Na tadbhasayate, which cannot be illuminated by Suryo, Shashanko, na Pavaka. Is such a state which cannot be illuminated by either sun, moon, or fire. Right? This light is what? Fire. Electric is fire, right? Energy. That state, that Paramdham, cannot be illuminated by sun, which is so powerful, moon, or fire. Because it's self-illuminating. Okay? It has its own glorious light, which, because of that light which illuminates sun and the moon and the fire. So when that light is illuminating sun, moon and fire, how can sun illuminate that light, that place? No way. Okay? Suryo na shashanko na pavaka. The sun, it cannot be illuminated either by sun, nor moon, or fire. Then he says, Yad gatva na nivartante. What else is qualification of that pad, that place, that paramdham? Attaining to that self-effulgent state, one never returns to sansar. Yad gatva, the one who goes there, nanivartante, doesn't come back in sansar. Never born again. He is free from the cycle or the evil of birth and death. He is free from it. Why? Because he used the Asanga Shastra and he cut through all his karma and he is working with the power of Parmeshwar. His mind is with Parmeshwar. He goes there and just like Parmeshwar has nothing to do with the sansar, he is free from sansar. Okay? Attaining to that state, the Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma. Our Atma, Jivatma, becomes with Paramatma. Param, which is in Paramdham. And attaining that Paramdham, the Jiv is free from all pain, moh, and all that is in the sansar. Sansar is nothing but pain, moh, everything is evil. That's what sansar is. All effulgent. Effulgence means tej, glorious light. That is the sun, moon, and fire is from Paramatma. All the energy is coming from Paramatma, which enlightens the sun. People worship sun, right? Without sun, there is no life. And there is moon. Without moon, no vanaspati, no vegetation will be there. It grows because of moonlight. So all that power is coming from Paramatma, from Ishwar. So, from that Paramatma is called Swayam Prakash. What is Paramatma's Vishesham or qualified word for him? Swayam Prakash, self-illuminating. Nobody can illuminate Paramatma. That's why he is beyond thought. He cannot be seen. He cannot be thought of. You cannot know who he is. Unless Paramatma himself tells you, you will never know what Paramatma is. He is a light that is nirgun and nirmal, immaculate. Immaculate light, very pure, clean light. It would appear that all Devata being Trigun are unable to transmit the same light. Therefore, the light is different even though the source of their light is Ishwar. See, all the Devata powers, all the lights in Devata, the power of Devata, come from Ishwar. Right? But Devata being Trigunatmak cannot transmit that pure light to us. That's why Devata cannot lead us to Ishwar. It's contaminated. That light in Devata is Trigun. Trigun may contaminate. And those gunas, what they do? They bind us in karma. They make us do karma. And that Nirgun, no karma. So that light is pure, immaculate, and the light of the sun and everything has got warmth. Right? The light Parmeshwar is nice, cool light. Pleasure. You get pleasure out of it. It's such a beautiful light. Okay? You can only know when you experience it. Nobody else can tell you. So they're saying you want to put your back towards sun. Right? Because you get warmth of the sun and it warms you up your back. All the problems are pain and everything is gone, right? put your stomach towards fire. So fire, heat from the fire helps your stomach. Inside the stomach there is also fire. Jatara now, which is to digest food and everything else. So the fire is there. All the power from everything, of the power for everything coming from one source only, Ishwar. So their light means the light of Devta is accompanied by warmth. Where Paramatma is there, there is no heat, only light and bliss, Anand. That's all there is. It's light, pure light. And bliss, total bliss. I mean, that light will make you feel like nothing else. Thus, those who become free of evil like vasana, moh, pride, and have conquered the attachment, being on the right path, reach that unique tattva called Ishwar. Unique. Achint. Cannot be reached. Only He can pull you towards Him. Is this Ishwar Tattva at some place where Jeev needs to go? There's some place Ishwar that I got to go find Him? No. Jeev needs to go nowhere. This Pad, this supreme immortal state is everywhere. Parmeshwar is everywhere. The trench is everywhere. Not one place. Why? Because Ishwar is Sarv Vyapak. Sarv Atmak. Sarv Karta Sarvati. Right? He is everywhere. And His powers are everywhere. And when you go to Him, you don't go anywhere. You just merge with Him right where you are. Because He is here, He is there, He is everywhere. As soon as you get yourself in a situation where you're so pure, your mind is so pure and you're free of all the bondage and free of all this thing sansar has, you go to Ishwar. Right? That's what Bulle Shah said. Idhre putiya, udhre lana. Pick up your mind from sansar, put it towards Ishwar, you go to Ishwar. Okay? So far Bhagavan has described the roop of the sansar, how all prani bhut are tangled in it, how we can cut a path through this jungle of branches of this upside down tree called sansar. What are the attributes of the one who can cut the path for oneself and get out of this tree? Then Bhagavan described the state which is attained by the one who is able to do this. Now Bhagavan is going to describe about Jeev. This we will take up next time. Sri Krishna.